Hey folks, Captain Eric Swenson from Amherst Fire Rescue. Continuing our series on winter safety tips, decided we'd talk to you quickly about carbon monoxide poisoning. Question might be right out of your head, what is carbon monoxide or CO? Carbon monoxide is an odorless, colorless gas that is a byproduct of incomplete combustion. And so, oftentimes where you'll see it the most commonly is from vents from your propane gas heaters, certainly off of a car exhaust. You may even see it coming from a generator, for example. The reason carbon monoxide is so dangerous is because, as we mentioned, it's colorless, it's odorless. You don't necessarily know that it's in the air. If you had a wood fire going and the fire or the smoke comes back into the house or the residence, you're obviously going to get the smell of burning wood. But oftentimes with car exhaust or with, again, propane exhaust coming from your furnace, you may not smell it or know that it's even in your air. And over time, what ends up happening is carbon monoxide likes to steal the oxygen from your blood cells, in essence, and causes all kinds of problems naturally. Carbon monoxide symptoms may start out as just a headache, a mild headache after some exposure. Over further time, what you'll start to notice is you're slurring speech, or you feel dizzy, really lightheaded, and kind of, really feeling ill. And then in the worst situations, actually it can lead to death, because obviously your body needs to run on oxygen, and with carbon monoxide stealing all that oxygen out of your bloodstream, eventually death will result. So what can we do about that, right? Obviously, just like smoke detectors in your house, having a good carbon monoxide detector in your house is going to be important. You especially want to have them on any of the sleeping floors, but ideally, really, you're going to put, a carbon monoxide detector everywhere throughout your house. You want to have it in all places. That way, even if it starts to kind of sneak in for whatever reason, you're immediately going to be alerted to it and address it. And your best bet, just like a smoke detector, is if it does go off, exit the residence, give us a call, dial 911 if you guys are feeling symptoms. But more importantly, we're certainly happy to come out and check on conditions whenever that situation might arise. We at Amherst Fire Rescue typically end up going to, I don't know, probably a couple of dozen at least, kind of CO detector calls, some where there are elevated levels within the house, and elevated meaning really anything above 25 parts per million. I've certainly been in residences where we're into the thousands of parts per million, and we've had to ventilate the house to remedy the situation. But call us right away. We can come out, try to figure out exactly what you've got going on. We've got special meters on the trucks, and certainly us as officers carry them as well, and we can help you try to remedy that situation. So carbon monoxide, something not something you want to mess with. Make sure when you're pulling your car into the garage, you leave the door open for a little bit, let anything that might be residual, particularly if the garage is attached to your house. Never ever during a power outage, for example, run a generator inside your house. Very quickly, I think in less than 10 minutes, I think is the stats, you can quickly be at pretty much deadly levels of carbon monoxide that can make its way into your house. And then have your furnace serviced as often as recommended by the manufacturer and or your service provider. Typically once a year is minimal is what you're going to want to do. And they'll typically check the vents and make sure that everything is venting out of the house as well. So carbon monoxide, not something to mess around with. We hope to never see you on a call for that. But if you do have an issue, feel free to give us a holler. Thanks.